Drive southwest. Then turn right.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Tuesday, February 17th. Hey, Joey, welcome in. Appreciate it. Yeah. Tuesday the 17th. The number 7 seed, Oregon, is going today. And today's title, well, we did it earlier when we did them in the regular season, but I think we need to continue to emphasize it right now with a little help from your friends. I think we need to do it here because, there's a... The question of the day pretty much is, especially with this being the type of month that it is, the question is, what has a friend done for you to help you get to the next level, or what have you done for a friend to get them to the next level? That's basically the question of the day. Welcome in, Joey. I certainly appreciate you joining. The number 7 seed is going today. Number 7, of course, is Oregon, and the number 2 seed that will go Sunday will be Penn State. So that's the 2 versus the 7. 7 is going today, and I say Oregon's been quite a team, in this tournament. It took a second shopping order to be added on to a shopping order they did in Rushville for them to tie Rutgers a second time. Even though Rutgers got them in the Uber battle, they still ended up being the 7th seed, because they tied twice. Otherwise, Oregon would not have been in here. It would have been Wisconsin instead. But because they tied twice, Oregon ended up being in. So, all right. Well, we got a Starbucks order here for $8, going 3.5 miles. So that's not a bad offer at all. So we're going to go ahead and take it, and let's get started, guys. Looks busy. Yes, it's not really busy. I mean, this is Tuesday. Tuesday's not really a day that's really busy. That's why Oregon is pretty much a underdog. That's why I've got Donald looking up in the mountains at the Lions up there, saying that, we may be underdogs, but just because we're underdogs doesn't mean we can't win. And that's, because sometimes maybe a little help from your friends can help you win, even if you're a complete underdog and feel like you have absolutely no chance. So, because usually a Sunday will beat a Tuesday soundly anytime, but you never know these days.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
You never know. Every day is different. Anything can happen on any particular day. Just because it's a Tuesday doesn't mean that you can't have a great day. And then like on Sunday, just because it's a Sunday doesn't mean you're going to always have a phenomenal day. And it's just, it's when you do this, you just don't know what's going to happen. And sometimes, especially with anything in life, on any given day, just because one day it looks like it's so bleak, well, then, if there's something that you need to do to help get you advanced, and you think you're never going to get there, you never know when that one friend is going to step up and help you get there. Yeah. And the same thing with you. If there's a friend that's, really wants to get somewhere and they have no one, to turn to, well, maybe you're the one that can help them get there. And, I've done that many a times, when it comes to those in the community. I would, there are those, wanting to get to 500 and 1,000, subscribers. And since, they've been so close, well, I've always wanted to be the one to help them get there and do it live. And I've done it, gosh, I don't know how many times I've done it. But it's fun to do. And the reason why it's fun to do is because, when they reach that threshold, then they're at the next level. And then their channel just grows higher from there. And it's because you're willing to take the time to be a friend to do it there. Because the saying is, you say, if you want a friend, you got to be one. And to be one, you do stuff like that. So that's exactly, my point here. That's why, I put the question up there. I said, what has someone done to help you get to the next level? Or what have you done to help someone else get to the next level? That's what the question of the day is. You have no friends? Well, Empire, I think we need to change that, because like I said, to have one, you got to be one. That's what the saying is. To have one, you got to be one. Is it easy to make those these days? Not really. Not really. Okay. Let's go with it, Empire. Okay. Good move there. Very good move. Okay. But welcome in, everybody. The number 7 seat is starting with $8. I know it's...
Turn right.
Okay. Oh, are we going to this facility back here?
Turn left.
Yeah, I think we're going to the facility back here. Okay. There's some words I like to leave out.
Turn left.
Okay.
At 950 North Lakeview Drive, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA will be on the right.
Okay, there we are. Okay, we're
950 North Lakeview Drive, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA is on the right.
all right. We'll just park right here then. Go up to the front and hand it to them. All right, guys. Welcome in, 7 seats, starting with $8 after we drop this off. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, usually they don't tell you to leave it at the door in there. Usually they tell you to take it to a receptionist. And when I saw the picture of the last dasher that left it at the door, they left it right in front of the door so that when they open the door, it'll knock it over. Well, I decided to take a little better measure than that and put it on a table right there near the door. They may have to go outside a little bit, but they kind of got to go outside anyway. So there we go. Hey, Mikey, what's going on? Yeah, we're just dropped a $8 offer there, and now we start waiting for the next one. This is Tuesday. We don't know what to expect, so let's see what's going on here today. Yeah, there was probably a bad signal out this way because I even had bad signal to kind of turn that one out. All right, time to wait for the next one. Tuesday, unpredictable. Usually Tuesday is pretty slow. That's why it said that it's Oregon. They're kind of underdogs today for the fact that they are going on Tuesday and that Penn State goes on Sunday. But you know, it's called the luck of the draw, and it's how you perform. Yeah. The better you do, the higher seed you go. But Rutgers got the better of Oregon in that second battle they did, the Uber battle, and that's why Oregon ended up being the 7th seed. But like I said, it was an elimination thing, but because they tied each other twice, they both qualified, and Wisconsin was the last one out. So that was how that worked. All right. Most hilarious thing if you ever do an Uber for minimum wage. You love it. I said, it's not really minimum wage, though. You say, it's not a job. I said, well, I'll tell you what, Samuel, it is a job. And you know why it is? It's because if you put both of them together, sometimes you can make $20 an hour. Because still here in Indiana, Minimum wage is $7.25 an hour still. I found that it's $7.25 an hour here in Indiana and $7.25 an hour in Oklahoma as well. Minimum wage is. Yeah. But Samuel, this isn't my only job. I also have a W-2 as well. I only do this as extra money. I do this as extra money to save for vacations. I do this as extra money for certain expenses that might pop up that my W-2 might not be able to cover, because my W-2 pretty much covers necessities and many other things that would be needed for any regular job to do. And all this does is for the extras and saving for vacations. So this is just a little bit of extra money that I can get at any time. So yeah. This job can be fun. It can be enjoyable. Is it always great? No. It just depends on the day and depends on how the orders come. That's really all it is. Can it be frustrating? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. But one of my main purposes of doing this is that I follow a community and we support one another. Hence the reason why I put what I put, is helping others get to their next level. Because when I helped others get to their next level, it took one dash that I did with a fellow gig tuber doing a battle between Arizona State and Indiana, and that's how I got my 1,000. Was doing that. And it was all because I sowed the seed of getting others to their milestones, and eventually that happened with me. So that's the reason why I put what I put. But yes, it's not a job. I said, that's the most hilarious thing. I mean, it just depends on where your market is. Some markets are flourishing with orders, and you can do your you can do DoorDash and Uber put together, or Spark, or Grubhub, Shipped, all those. Just depends on the market. I mean, some people just do those gigs jobs just as their primary jobs. I don't. I have my W-2, and I enjoy the part of the W-2 that I do now. I mean, not right this moment because they're doing a rebuild, so they're having me do something else until the rebuild's done. But overall, the job that I do is a really good job. But it took a long time to get there. It took a very long time to get there. It took me 6.5 years to get that position. And there's certain things that you have to endure and certain jobs you don't want to do to get there. But yeah. Okay. One order isn't going to get it done. So we gotta, I know it's not even 7 yet, but this is Tuesday. It's unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen. Tuesdays can be... Oh, we got an order right here at McDonald's. All right, let's take it. All right. Let's see. Is it? It's not quite. Are they? I'll just drive up there just to see if they're open. If they're not open, then I have to go through the drive-thru. But we'll just check. If I have to go through the drive-thru, that's okay. I can hit arrived at the store because basically I am here, but I got to see if it's open or if I have to go through the drive-thru. And if I do have to go through the drive-thru, I'll just let the customer know, hey, we're waiting, and we'll get there when we get there. So, let's see, one car parked out here. Okay. All right, let me go check real quick. Nope, the chairs are still on the table, so the answer to that is a no. Okay. Yeah, the answer to that's no. BPD Hustler, welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, guys, case in point right there. A week ago Sunday, BPD Hustler, she was only 2 away from 500. And, I went live and I said, you know what? She only needs 2. I'm going to get her there. And she got to 500, and now she went to the next level. Now she's going. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do now while I'm sitting here is waiting, I said the lobby is not open. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I said, let's see, drive-through busy and something else. I got to tell them the lobby is not open yet. They don't open till 7. Is not, okay. Lobby is not open yet. Okay. Drive-through only. All right. And if they say that, hey, we're open, I said, okay, I'll park and go in. So, yeah. All right. I mean, what do you do? If all the chairs are still on the table, so if all the chairs are still on the table, that means they're not open yet. Well, welcome in, BPD Hustler. I know you've been making more videos and more shorts, and I've seen those, and that's good. You're just going to go straight up from here now. You'll be at that 1,000 in no time, and then you're ready for it all. And all it takes is that one little boost to get you to that next level, because once you reach 500, then it's straight up from there. And that's for anyone. And that's why I say, sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone and help those get to the next level, because sooner or later it's going to happen with you, because it's a spiritual law. What you do for someone else will eventually be done for you, and that happened to me last year. It's a spiritual law. We reap what we sow, more than we sow, and later than we sow. It happens. Yeah. And there's one thing I don't like, waiting in the drive-thru, but it is what it is. Because they'll be open at 7. Okay, I gotta make sure I have these 3 numbers here for them, so I can let them know. All right. When I was here Friday, I had to come to the drive-thru 3 times, because my first 3 orders was McDonald's. 9, 9, and 7. This one here is 6, I think. Yeah, 6. 6 for like 3.7 miles. All right.
Thank you for choosing McDonald's. Or use the walk.
No, actually, I have a DoorDash 094, the last 3.
All right, you can go ahead and pull around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now, since I already told them, I get to hold up my phone when I get to window to show them, that I'm the DoorDash, and they'll just wave me on by. Oh, I like the looks of that sky coming up. The sun's getting ready to come up. It's my favorite part of the day, watching the sun come up. That's why I like to go out in the morning, because I love watching the sun come up. Joey knows that, because Joey watches the other person that that watches the sun come up too, and that's Sally. And by the way, Sally's team, Penn State, will be this Sunday. So, yeah. So it's like, so today is kind of like Colleen's Corner versus Sally D's Reality. Kind of like that. Mm-hmm. But it's in that way, it's like a friendly competition. That's just how it is. But I just love this community. That's why I love to help everybody out when I can. You need watch hours, you need subscribers, 500 to 1,000, whatever it is, I want to be there. If I can get you to that milestone, right away on my live stream, and I can do it live, do it the Bill O'Reilly way. It makes it even more fun. That's why for BPD Hustler, it was so much fun doing it that day, even though it was the day started, really horrible. I got her to 500, and that took away that horrible feeling, because when you do it the Bill O'Reilly way, it's more fun, because you see it for yourself. You see it with your own eyes that somebody got there. Like, it just didn't happen overnight. It happened right then and there. And that's what I love about it. That's why I say on this today, what has someone done for you to get to that next level? Or what have you done to help someone else get to the next level? Because either way, the spiritual realm will see it and will reward whatever side it is. Okay, it says the order's ready, but I'm in the drive-thru, so I have to wait. Yeah. I already told them at DoorDash I had to wait, so it's up to them as to whether or not they want to, call it give it an on-time mess or not. But okay, she's waving me by because I showed her that I had the DoorDash. So hopefully the next time I come, they'll be open, because they're supposed to be open at 7. Hey, Gail, welcome in. Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Yeah. This is the number 7 seed going today. We're here in the drive-thru at McDonald's. We got a $6 order, 3.7 miles. Not a terrific offer by any means, but it's something. All DoorDash orders are accepted anyway, because that's the way the content is. All orders accepted. Okay. All right, guys. 094. All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, let me get out of everybody's way so I can take this picture. All right. So I got to park over here. All right, let me go ahead and shut this window so that we don't get any copyright music going. All right. Okay. All right, where are we going? Okay, I have no idea where that street is. I've never heard that street. I've delivered here like maybe three handfuls of times, but I've never seen that street name.
Then turn right onto North Lincoln Street.
Okay, so we're going over here. Very good. All right, let's go to a different street that we've never been to before.
Continue for 1 mile. Turn right onto North Lincoln Street.
I already did it. 2426 for 11. All right. Very good. Very good, BPD, or Borderline as she used to call herself. I kind of like BPD better. Yeah, I think BPD is a lot better than than Borderline, because when you see Borderline, it kind of reminds you of Madonna's song back in the 80s. I think BPD makes you sound a whole lot better. Just got done 36 for 4. Yeah, but you got Spark and those types of things. I don't have Spark, at least not yet anyway. Still waiting. Still waiting. Yeah. I mean, for some people, it takes forever for them to get on Spark, just like the guy in Shelbyville that took 3.5 years for him to get on Instacart. Yeah, I just can't believe he waited 3.5 years, but yeah, he finally got Instacart after waiting that long. I was like, man, you really waited that long? He said, yeah. Instacart's a good thing. I said, I'd wait as long as you had to. And, he's done pretty good ever since he got on it, so. You were on the wait list for 2. Yeah, I know. It's been about that time for me.
East First Street.
Yeah. I know waiting is rough, but at the same time, waiting is a proof of trust.
Turn left onto North Broadway Street.
Some people don't see it that way, and they get anxious, and they go, and there's Dean with 4 months with Dean. All right, Welcome, Dean. 4 months. Fantastic. It's hard to believe that it's already been 4 months. Hard to believe that it's been 4 months. Yeah. Dean was also a major player in BPD getting her, getting her 500, because he pretty much was the bait, that to put it in, and I was the one, when we did it live on my broadcast, I was pretty much the one to. I don't know what you're waiting on. You were there way before I was, but that's fine. I appreciate it. Yeah, received a gift member. Well, look at this. Now look at this. She just got a gift membership. Okay? This is case in point, guys. With a little help from our friends. You see, this is stuff you can't make up, right, Dean? You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah. You gift membership, and the one who's on right now, who we've been discussing this whole time, is the one that gets the gift membership. Yeah. All these strange things that have been happening on these contests, and whoever it was the other day, they came on and just put in big letters, boring. And I said, really? You say, this is boring to you? I'm saying, well, I'm sorry that it is boring to you, but let me say this. You got to stay the whole entire time and look and see what happens on these contests, because these contests are far, and I mean far from boring. Yeah, works in mysterious ways. Yeah. Doesn't Sally say that all the time, Joey? I hear her say that all the time. Maybe not word for word, but with some of the things that she says, it pretty much correlates. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing how this stuff happens. Even in these contests, it's amazing how this stuff happens. But it does, and it proves one thing. Yeah. And that's why I say, when you want to add that to that, Joey, that's why I say, being a friend and all that. It's like you say, someone came in earlier and says, well, I have no friends. I said, okay, well, if you don't have any, one thing is, if you want them, you have to be one. I know that's hard for some people to do, but that's basically what it takes. That's basically what it takes. Because sometimes, and it's been proven fact too, sometimes friends will get you farther than your own family members will. Sad to say, but there are those that have said that. And I don't know why that would be. This is, let's see, this is, I don't hardly ever go down here. Let's see, the last dash I did, I went down this road. I guess this is a good back road to go somewhere. I don't think the signal's very good back here, though. I don't think the signal's very good back here at all. I don't know why, but it wasn't the last time. Who's today? Oregon. Yeah, Oregon, the number 7 seed. Yeah. Did you not see Puddles down there at the bottom, and Donald looking up, and Daffy taking notes and writing down what how they're going to strategize the day? Because yeah, they're they're the underdogs because it's Tuesday versus Sunday. So that's why I had Donald say what he said. He's looking up in the mountains, looking at the lions up in the mountains. I said, we may be underdogs because we're dashing on Tuesday, but it doesn't mean that we can't win. Oh, they're waiting on the bus over here. Okay. Yeah, that's right. School's in session. Okay. Yep, it's Oregon again today. So, but this is their number 7 seed. Like I said, because they tied Rutgers twice, that's why they were the 7 seed to stay in, and Wisconsin was the odd one out because they tied twice. Because had Oregon not tied them twice, Oregon would have been the one out, and Wisconsin would have gone today. But because they tied twice, Wisconsin was the odd one out because Michigan won their battle against USC. That's how that worked out. So, well, as soon as I drop this off, though, I got to say congratulations for BPD being in the. So I got to do that. So we got to do a little celebration for that. But let me try to find this place first because I've never been in here before. Wait a minute, is this an apartment? Is this this might be an apartment complex up here. Kind of thinking it might. What is that?
Turn right onto South Royal Center, then turn right.
Oh, it's on down the street is where that is. Okay. Yeah, there's an apartment complex down there that I delivered a while back. Okay, so I turn here. Yeah, I've never been back here before. Good to see new things. There we go, guys. Sunrise. Oh, yeah, sunrise. Love it.
USA will be on the left.
Love it. The sunrise, and it's 7 o'clock now, so it's going to get earlier. I love it. Oh, man, I love that sunrise. Okay, we're going on the left side down here. Okay.
605 South Royal Drive, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA is on the left.
Does it go by fours? Yes, it does. All right. All right, we dropped this off. Be right back. All right, we got $15. Just a little bit over my thing positive. I heard the sun is the oldest star in our solar system. It probably is. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. Because I think, when I took all those classes at the planetarium, when I was in elementary school, we went to the planetarium, I think, once every year. And I believe the teacher there did say that it's the oldest. Yeah. And then everything was, followed after that. But the sunrise, it's just like Sally's team, Sally D's Reality. She's probably on right now. I don't have her on just yet, but she's probably on right now. But both of us, we love the sunrise. You say, I love the sunrise. The reason why I love the sunrise is because it defines the day. You ask yourself when you see the sun come up, when it goes over the horizon, okay, what am I going to do to utilize this day? What can I do to make this day beneficial to me? What can I do to make this day beneficial to someone else? Which is why I say, is there someone who needs someone who needs a boost to get to the next level? What is there something that how do I utilize this day? Man, it looks like somebody just threw a bunch of cans inside the road there. There was 2 cans. Here we go, guys. Yep, now we got a school bus coming up here, but look at that. Look at that. That's sunrise. Yes. Sorry the signal's so bad out this way, because I think it is. There's just some parts here where the signal is just not that good. Yeah, we got to deal with this with the school bus, but we don't have an order right now, so we're good. Yeah, I can deal with the school bus, as long as we don't have an order with us. Because even with a school bus like this, it still affects our on-time rate. Because the program does not allow for extra time for a school bus. Yeah, this was the apartment complex that I was talking about the last time that one time, like my second or third time that I was out here, I had to deliver out here, and the directions weren't very clear. The GPS had me go to one building down there, and the customer was actually at the other building. So, Tanisha, welcome in. Thank you, Tanisha. Yeah, this is in case you're questioning mark, this is a DoorDashing channel right here. DoorDash, Uber Eats, where we do deliveries on this channel. Deliveries, have discussions, and others of the network that are in blue, they come to our channel, and we have discussions. We're part of a community. We help each other out, help each other get to the next level. And we just have discussions. I mean, this is a great community to be a part of. And Tanisha, welcome in, because you check with me and you look at some of those in blue, you check their channels out. You will not be disappointed in all those in our community, because we all think alike, and we do. And that's why I put the title that I did today. Like, a little help from your friends can go a long way, because it can. Because any help that you give a friend is a seed that you sow. And that's what, a lot of people don't see that. They think, oh, I'm just doing it just to do it. I'll say, okay, and that's fine and dandy. I mean, you don't have to look at it that way. Just because you don't think that you're sowing a seed, you really are. Okay. Even if you don't see it, or you say, well, I'm not doing it just to, I'm not doing it for my own thing. I said, well, and that makes it even better. Okay. Because the spiritual realm smiles that on even more. Okay. If you're just doing it, just out of the kindness of your heart, well, then, that just elevates it to the spiritual realm, because they see where your heart is. Where your heart is, that's where your treasure will be. Because I know there's a lot of those that, that don't believe in the spiritual realm. Well, just because you don't believe in it doesn't invalidate it, because it's there. That's the realm that determines what happens here in the earthly realm. And that's why I say, if you see things, or you sense things, the spiritual realm is trying to give you some kind of sense of what might happen, and that's what you need to act on. You act on that before it happens on the earthly realm. So, let's see, informative. Yes, that's what my channel, Dean's channel, Sally's channel, Colleen's channel, all of those channels that I mentioned here, we all try to be as informative as we can. Yeah. I say the things that I say. So, good afternoon from England. Welcome from the UK. Appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see, 7:15 here. It's got to be about maybe noonish there. I think you're 5 hours ahead of us, I think. Hey, welcome, Mick. Appreciate it. Yeah. I think you're about 5 hours ahead of us, I think? Yeah. The only reason why, I always think about that is because anytime they do Wimbledon there, that's what, 12, yeah, that's what I thought. You were 5 hours, yeah. Yeah. Because anytime, I remember, like in tennis, like whenever Wimbledon goes on, and I sent the time that it happens in the States, it's real early in the morning. It's like 6 in the morning, because there, your Wimbledon, if you're 5 hours, and it's 11 o'clock. So yeah. Because, they don't start, the Wimbledon, they don't start broadcasting that until 6 in the morning. So, but always was. Yeah. They say Wimbledon was one of the biggest as far as tennis is concerned. But yeah, I've never really was big on tennis at all. Never was. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the connection is not very good down here. I don't know why. Okay. But I remember some really big tennis matches. I don't know if this one was Wimbledon or not. I'm almost thinking it was. There was one match that I saw that lasted, gosh, I don't know how long. It lasted like 12, almost over 12 hours. And that was Yvonne Lendl versus Mats Wilander. I remember that, man. Oh, man. Yeah. It was on during the day. And then, you know, I did all kinds of stuff. And then like 8 hours later, they were still playing each other. I was like, how long is this going to last? And it's like, because they kept deucing. I think that was one of the matches I think that had the most deuces in history. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember when that was, but that match lasted forever. Yeah, but I think that was the most deuces in history as far as a tennis match is concerned for the championship. I just can't remember when that was. But like I said, I'm not a tennis fan at all. But you know, if there's just some things that that I do remember as far as that's concerned. But man, that was some match. Yeah, finding tennis rather boring and a waste of money. Yeah, I agree. I don't even like watching it on TV, let alone I would never pay to go see a tennis match ever. That just, yeah. I mean, the only way that and it costs a whole lot more to sit in the back, to watch it go forward instead of moving your head back and forth, sitting like on a 50-yard line in football. Now, no. You're right. It is boring and a waste of money. You're exactly right. It is. That's one of the reasons why I like, college basketball. Around this time of year, it helps me get through the winter. That's why I incorporate these college teams in my dashes because I'm so passionate about this time of year. I love college basketball. I love the tournament, the March Madness tournament. I love all of that. It gets you through the winter. Said you're a dart winner. I'm one of the best players on your team. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's we got some places over here where darts are a big thing. Yeah. See, I'm trying to think of. There's one place in Indianapolis that I remember, and this was years ago. It's been a long time since I've lived in Indianapolis, but I'm trying to remember this one place where darts was a big thing, and they did have dart tournaments there. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It's been so long since I've been there because I wanted to live the rural life and I got tired of the city life. I wanted to go to the rural life and enjoy the country roads living instead of living the city life. City life got too much. I got tired of it, got tired of all the traffic. I just, I'd had enough. I wanted to do something different. And moved in a rural area and, found it way better. But in Indianapolis, I'm just trying to think of the name of it. I think, gosh, if I can't remember of it. Yeah, can't remember the name of it, but yeah, they had dart tournaments there and yeah. Yeah, they had darts tournaments there. They also had pool table or billiards. It's tournaments there too. Yeah, there was. Yeah, that place was hopping. I'm just trying to. What was the name of that place? Oh man, it was in Oak Landing, or it was just on the outside of Indianapolis. Hey, there's Dax. Welcome in. Hey, Sheeb. All right, Heeb, we can't do that, okay? I'm sorry, but we can't do that. You please do not spam the chat. Please do not. Okay? Yeah. Welcome in, Dax. Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Yeah. Gosh, yeah. The place, yeah. What was the name of that place? Oh, was just getting spared. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Man, what was the name of that place? Yeah. It was on the outskirts. It was like just before you got into Oak Landon. But it was, yeah, that was the place they had billiard tournaments and darts. Just trying to remember the name of that place. Like I said, it's been so long since I've been to Indianapolis. God, that was years ago. When was that? I think it was 2010, I think. Yeah, it was 2010 was the last time I'd been there. Yeah, 2010, yeah. 2010. That was when I was there last. That was a long time ago. It was 16 years. Yeah, 2010. Just can't remember the name of that place. Yeah. The only reason why I went there was because they had really good food there. That's why I joined there. You accept an offer with returning the shrine down at Blackstone Cherry later this year. So oh, wonderful. Yeah, anytime you do something like, yeah, that's got to be exciting, Dex. I'm glad to hear that. That's wonderful. Yeah, they're touring the shine down in Blackstone Cherry. Yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah. And what I'd like to hear right now is some noise here, because $15 is not getting it done. Yeah, I've had 2 offers, but that's it. But they're $15. But again, this is Tuesday. Who knows what'll happen? As a matter of fact, I don't have Uber on yet. Well, we'll see. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and put Uber on here. Let's see if that does anything. A lot of times, no, because it's usually Uber doesn't do much. All right. Maybe today give me some shop and delivers today, Uber, because you keep telling me that it's say, oh, you can do more with shop and deliver. I said, yeah, I've been on shop and deliver ever since I started Rushville, and I never got one then, and I still haven't got one yet. You tell me to sign up for it, but you still have yet to give me one, and why is that? Okay. So now we got both platforms on. I usually turn it on Uber on at 7. Say there is snow there. You're in South Dakota today. Really nice here. Oh, okay. You're in South Dakota. That's Candy Sweet Gigs area, Dax. Yeah. Yeah, Candy's one of our she's one of our in the community. Yeah, she usually visits JRD. She also visits Fran and Fran Dash Phoenix and Dashing Maverick. She visits all those. Sometimes she'll pop in here from time to time, but yeah, that's her territory, South Dakota. So yeah. Well, this snow here is melting. Yeah, this snow here is melting. Yeah, this is the remnants, Dex, from just before February started. The 2 days to where it snowed so much. We had 14 inches of snow Saturday into Sunday. Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago or something. Yeah, it was just before February started when we got that. So, but yeah, it's melting now, and yeah, it's just the remnants. With 14 inches, this was piled much higher than this, I'm sure. But yeah, wouldn't that be awesome if she delivered us some food? You'd have to go live for sure. It's been a long time since she created content. See, yeah, she's one of those that's in the hall. I think one of the Hallmark headquarters is up there. The cards. She's a part of that. That's what she does. Yeah, she's a part of that. Yeah, she does not do deliveries like that. I think she might have at one time. I think she used to, but she doesn't do that anymore. Now she's been more at her W-2 doing that than she has deliveries. I think she stopped deliveries a long time ago, but she used to do it. Yeah. I think if you checked out her channel, I mean, if you go back like almost 2 years, you'll see her do deliveries. But that was a long time ago. She hasn't done deliveries ever since. So, but yeah, it's live for content. Yeah, there's a lot of those that have been laying low with content lately. And I think that, some of them they're just getting burnt out doing it. And I can understand that. I mean, if you do it for so long and you just, you would get burned out. Because, I mean, I remember when I first started going up the ladder as far as getting 500 and 1,000, there was a number of them that I, followed that, when, they were pushing to get their 5, and then they were pushing to get their 1,000, and then they were pushing. That the Rocky Mountains? No, positive. I wish it was. Now, we're in the flatlands of Indiana. That's where we're at. Yeah, this is Greensburg, Indiana that we're at. Now, we're not there in the Rockies. I'd like to visit the Rockies sometime. I would like to be able to go out there. Because I do plan to go and visit all of the Big Ten schools, in person. And in order to do that, I will have to travel the country and, just be able to get in and, get a different vehicle, much newer vehicle, and just, probably around my retirement age, which shouldn't be that long because I'll be one shy of 60 on Saturday this week. So hopefully, in 3 years, I mean, I know it's early, but hopefully within 3 years, I'll take the early retirement and just start doing stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. It's all right. Yeah. I mean, this is just Indiana. I mean, it's all right. Yeah. Estes Park, Colorado is awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah. I might have to check. Like I said, I have to check that out. One of the places that I want to visit is the Four Corners. Yeah. I would love to be able to stand on that to where, to where you're connected with New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona and Colorado. That is, I would love to be able to do that. I really would. That would be so much fun to do. I would love to do that. Yeah, that would be awesome. Here from North Dakota. Okay, Randall, welcome in. Yeah, there's a fellow gig tuber who who stopped gigging last year and has disappeared. I mean, he totally got rid of his channel, but he used to live in Minnesota and he moved to North Dakota, and that was Dashing Dink. Yeah, that was Dashing Dink. Yeah, he's in North Dakota. You got the Dakotas today. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, North and South Dakota. Hey, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it from everywhere. I mean, you can come from everywhere. You've been to... Hey, there's Bill. Welcome, Bill. You've been to Four Corners a couple times? Oh, okay. Yeah. Four Corners, worst road trip as a kid, just a concrete pad. Oh, really, Mike? Okay. Well, welcome in, Mike. Yeah, and Milana, welcome. Hello, everybody. Yeah, welcome in, guys. Appreciate you joining. I thank you here. I don't know why we're not getting any orders. Maybe what I need to do is the do the NATO Nation trick. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe if I do the NATO Nation trick and maybe, go up towards, Starbucks or something, then maybe we'll start getting dings again. But yeah, this is Tuesday. I've never really dashed that much in Greensburg on a Tuesday before, but the Elite 8 is here. So, you got to take it as it goes. So that's why I say, Oregon's pretty much underdogs, being here on a Tuesday compared to Sunday when Penn State will go here. So... But you never know. This is just the morning. We're only an hour and a half into it, so it doesn't, just because it's an hour and a half doesn't mean it can't pick up. Because there's a place right over here behind me. One of those, can be one of the biggest game changers of a whole part of the contest, and that's Aldi. You get one of those $30, $40, $50 Aldis, because I've had a $50 Aldi here once. It was horrible, but I got paid $50 for taking it. All right, let's go. Let's just move around here and see maybe if, that NATO Nation trick will help get me that. Let's see. Royal George is good to see in Colorado. You can take train to the nice Bottle Mountain. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I mean, I would love to be able to do my road trip, because then, just like Dashing Dink wanted to do, that's what I want to do is, travel, go visit all the Big Ten schools, visit all of them in person, and then be able to see, all the gig tubers on the way, all of those that I follow. Like if I was to go to Colorado, I would love to stop by there, and see Terry and Walleye, see both of them. Love to be able to go over there, and visit them. Like I could go down, to Texas. I could, around that area, I could see Dashing Maverick. I could see Adventure America and, Gig Life and More, some of them. Florence, Oregon has the highest sand dunes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love to go over, because Oregon, I do definitely want to go over there. Ooh, okay, I thought that was going to be in order, but no, it wasn't. But yeah, I'm planning to visit Oregon, because Oregon's one of the schools, and Colleen's Corner is there. I could visit her while I'm there. So then I can go up, up towards Washington. There's a couple of those people I could see up that way. Yeah, because Washington's one of the schools. Then if I go to California, then I can see, some others, because UCLA and USC, Driving with Spice is there, JRD is there, California Line Dasher is there, so, several of them that I can go see there. If I, take my West Coast trip. Then if I come back, I could probably take the northern part, because I got to go to, because Minnesota's one of those. If I came back that way, then up there, I could see Nana 5. I could see, going to the Dakotas. I could see the, I could see Mount Rushmore and visit Candy up there, and then go through, go through Wisconsin and Michigan, because there's someone in Wisconsin. I'm trying, who is it that's in Wisconsin? I could go visit them there in Wisconsin, visit those in Michigan. And then travel up through the coast to, I'm going to go back this way. Yeah. Because then I can touch Rutgers up there. Because Rutgers up there, that's, that's Kim's Side Money Plans, a few others that are up, that are up in that way. Then Penn State, I can visit Sally. And then Maryland, there's a couple in Maryland I could visit. And of course, I'd have to go, through Ohio State. I can do that anytime. And then basically, then just, I can finish up and, go visit Iowa, all those different places. I can just, I'm willing to be able to do that. So, yeah. I mean, that just sounds like that'd be fun to do. I mean, I just want to wait, then I can go and dash in all these places. I'm just going to park here for a minute. Yeah, if we can dash in all these places and just visit, and it would be a lot of fun. I mean, you spend your retirement years doing stuff like that, because, like I said, I want to be able, to visit all these schools. I want to finish all my books, the 18 books that I want to, finish up, because each book represents one of the schools. See. If you haven't, stay blessed, you. Okay, Dax. Well, I certainly appreciate you joining every single time. Ooh, I think, well, I can't really park. I guess I could, because all the cars over there, that if that snow mound wasn't there, I could park over there. The only thing I really could do, I guess, would be, because I want to see the sunrise, if nothing else. Maybe I need to move over there so that you can see the sunrise. I think maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just move over there. Man, this Tuesday is getting off to a very slow start. Very slow start. Okay, let's go see here. We'll park it right over there. There we go, guys. The sun will come up right there. Yeah, we're really getting off to a slow start. Yeah, that's the perfect place to the perfect place to be is right here where you can see the sun coming right up over that. Yeah, that's the beauty of it right there. Watch the sun come over the horizon and think to yourself, what can I do? Let's say, how do I utilize this day to be beneficial for me? What goals do I need to set? And even if I can't complete every goal, what can I set up, to at least maybe I could get, if I have like 5 goals, what can I do? Maybe if I accomplish 3 of those goals, then, I will be satisfied. Yeah. But if you do all 5, then that's great. But most of the time when we set goals for the day, a lot of times we don't fulfill all those goals. But if we fulfill the most important ones, then that's what a sense of accomplishment is. Even if there's a couple of them, that's why you set your most important goals first and your least important goals last. So that if you do your important goals first, and you accomplish those, then if you get to the least ones, then you get there. And if you don't, you just wait till the next day. That's why, each day with Dean, that's why he says each day you utilize it the best way. Watching the sun come up here. Yeah. I mean, you guys can literally watch, if we don't get an order, you can literally watch the sun rise over all this. That's the beauty of this. This is what you see basically in Sally D's reality. Right here. This right here is great. Yeah, this is an extremely slow start. Extremely. I can't believe how slow it is today. But again, like I said, it's a Tuesday, and it's you're doing a Tuesday versus a Sunday. But typical like it is in the tournament, the lower seed doesn't really have the advantage. And it's the same way in the tournament. I mean, sometimes a lower seed will beat a higher seed, but it's rare. It rarely happens. Doesn't say that it can't, but it rarely does. I mean, the 1-8 we had, Michigan, they put up a pretty good score, but it took 1 minute. Hey, there's Nana 5. We were just talking about you. Welcome in. Appreciate it. Yeah. This is one here that is getting close to 500. And we'll go to work on that. We'll get her there. And she and Dirty Stack and Deb, we'll try to get both of those in there. Get both of them up there when we can. So, we'll be working on that. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but, eventually you get there, and the closer you get, then we'll be able to get there. Your fearless prediction for 26-27, the Minnesota Vikings will have a new quarterback. Okay. Yeah. 26-27 will have a new quarterback. It would not surprise me, of course, with Mendoza, supposedly going to the Raiders, that if Minnesota was smart, they would, do a trade to get Mendoza. They'd have to give up a lot, but if they got Mendoza, they'd have a really good quarterback. So I would hate to see Mendoza go to the Raiders, to be honest. I'd rather see Mendoza go to the Vikings than Raiders. That I think would be better. Yeah. I mean, the Raiders get the first pick. That's, that's a given. Look at that. Sun just came over the horizon, guys. Look at that. Yep. Now you see it. Look at that. It was below a few minutes ago. Now it's above. I love it. This is the best part right here. When you see with your own eyes how the sun was underneath and now it comes up. Now what do you do to utilize the day? How does this day work for you? What goals do you have in mind that you want to accomplish? I love watching the day begin. Whereas Fran, she likes to watch the day end. Yeah. See, let's get this 20 likes and now push-ups and make a video and post it today. Okay, guys, you see that? You see what Dax said right there? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd like to, see, it would be nice if we get an order here. I mean, it would be nice. I guess I'm going to have to do the NATO donation trick again. Yeah. That has been a long time since we had an order. I mean, we've only had 2 orders since we started. $15 in 2 hours is not getting it done. Someone came in today. Who was it? Someone came in today. They were laughing. It was a Samuel. Yeah. He came in today and said, it's funny watching people dash and make minimum wage. Yeah, well, if we go to 8 o'clock, it would be minimum wage. He'd be exactly right. So he would get the last laugh in that. See, too many other people trying to DoorDash and less people able to afford it. Yeah. Well, from what Kim's Side Money Plans was talking about yesterday, I said that may be changing pretty soon. Because there's so much going on, and there's so many DoorDash is cracking down on stuff, and at least that's what she said. But you're right. Yeah. I say too many other people. Exactly, though. You're exactly right. But again, like I said, it's also the day. This is Tuesday. Tuesday is, there are those, there are some that order on Tuesday and some that don't. It just depends. I mean, today could be more of an Uber day than it could be a DoorDash day. That's why I have Uber now, because in case, DoorDash doesn't perform, I can rely on Uber to pick it up. Because I've had Tuesdays where Uber was more, was a bigger thing than DoorDash was. So it just depends. Yeah. I mean, again, this is Tuesday going against the Sunday. So, yeah. I mean, it just shows the underdog. So, do you have a downtown near you? I said, well, in downtown Portland. Oh, well, basically where I'm about to go, Greensburg, it's not that big a town. I mean, downtown Greensburg is not that far from here. Yeah. I mean, basically what you see here is what you get. I don't know what these guys are doing here, so I'm just going to wait. Because I want to get into I can see a lot of office people's orders. I said, yeah, well, here, you don't really get a lot of office people ordering here. I've been here, I've dashed here like not a whole lot, but I would say you don't really get too many office orders here. Not very many. I mean, see, that's just like dashing here and dashing in Rushville is pretty much the same thing. Only Rushville is half the size of this town is. But even with this town, the one thing about this town is, compared to some of the other towns that I dash in, a lot of the orders are closer here in town, which means that you use less gas and then you get more orders. The less you have to drive and the closer the orders are, then you have a better chance of getting more orders. Compared to some of the towns that I dash in, if you're driving 5 to 6 miles all the time to be taking orders, and then the drive back, you tend to be driving more. Whereas here, it's not so much. A lot of your orders here are like within a 2 to 3 mile radius, and you tend to get more orders. Even if you don't get the best of offers, you still, use less gas, and if you use less gas, you get more orders and you come out winner. Do you try Ubering near an airport? I said, no, I don't. I don't do rideshare, if that's what you're meaning. No, I don't do rideshare. I do Uber Eats. No, I don't do the rideshare part. I don't really have too much of an interest in that, especially if I was going to the around the Indianapolis airport. I have no interest in that. Yeah, the rideshare is just not something that that I want to get involved with, at least right now. I'd rather do Uber Eats. Yeah, I thought you said you also do Uber Eats. Yeah, Uber Eats, that I do. Yeah, not Uber the rider, the Uber Eats. Yeah. See, I got that and Uber Eats on both. I got them both. Yeah. Because I remember some Tuesday nights, one Tuesday night, if I remember, I don't think we were in the contest back then, or maybe we were, I don't know. But one night it was a Tuesday night, and I made like almost $60 just on Uber. I had 3 orders that were double digits. I think 2 of them were $20. It was a little driving involved, but DoorDash wasn't doing hardly anything, but I got more Uber Eats offers, and because I got more Uber Eats offers, I made a whole lot more doing Uber Eats than I did on DoorDash that day. So, yeah, it's anything. Yeah. I'm going to say super. I used to DoorDash when you lost your job for a couple of months. Some days were hard, but stay positive. You never know. Maybe you'll meet someone that could change your life like someone did for me. Exactly. Yes, I mention that all the time. Like I said, you meet someone that changes your life. Yeah. And what you just said right there, Seize Up, what you just said right there, you are one person away from the biggest change of your life. Yeah. And, it's just like, when BPD Hustler, I don't know, she's doing some dashing and stuff right now, but you take that for example. You are one person away from the change in your life. One person could get you to that threshold. One person can change, change your life. You can, get a different job through a different person, a job you may not have necessarily thought you could ever get, but it would give you more money than you ever had. You're one person away. Like those who met their spouses, or or maybe planning to meet spouse. You're one person away from that. And see, how did that happen? Did it happen by chance, or did it happen by you meeting through a dating site, or you just were at some event or something like that, and it happened? I mean, that person came into your life for a reason. And you were just going about your merry way, not really caring or knowing what you were doing. And then all of a sudden, that one person just totally changed your life. And yeah, you're one person away from the biggest change in your life. And that's why I say, to those, especially those, that have spouses, I mean, that, spouse came into your life for a reason. That person changed your life, gave you kids, you had more love than you ever had through that one person. And, today it's being taught that, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can still enjoy being with your spouse, but yet at the same time, if there's certain things that aren't making you happy and you're not really getting what you want, then it's taught that you can go outside of that, you get what you want and still keep what you have. That is, that's what's being taught today, but that's the wrong way to go about it. Okay. Nurture what you have, because you can get that from that same person every time you want to. You just got to nurture that relationship. You don't just give up. You don't think that someone else, if I meet this person, then I can get what I want. If I'm not getting it from my current person, well, I can still keep what I have because, of the financial stability, but yet I can go and get the love and nurturing from somebody else and still keep what I have. Doesn't work like that. The spiritual realm does not see it that way. The spiritual realm looks at that and says, you know, what on earth are you doing? You know, you cannot, you know, have your cake and eat it too. You think you can, and you think that you're on the, you know, say, well, no one knows what I'm doing. Well, yeah, somebody knows what you're doing. The spiritual realm knows what you're doing. And if you think you're getting away with it on the earthly realm, well, I guarantee you the spiritual realm is going to find some way to let the earthly realm know what you're doing. And it was like, well, how did they know? I said, spiritual realm knows how to set that up. You know, because they're always behind the scenes. You may think, you know, say, well, yeah, I covered my tracks. I did all that. You didn't cover your tracks well enough because the spiritual realm knows. Spiritual realm goes to work when things are wrong. Yeah. You will generally like each other. Yeah. And like I said, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, it's, you know, when you're dating and everything, you know, like I said, you know, you stay with the one person. Okay. Yes, every relationship, you know, in business stuff too, it doesn't matter. I say they go through trials. Every relationship does. Okay. And basically the way to do it, let's get 8 more likes. You're getting there. Yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. But every relationship does. And, you know, it's what you do with it. Okay. Because the spiritual realm will know that you're doing what you can to make things happen. That if you're willing to work on what you have, because you can get back to where you were, all you got to do is work on it. You need both of those to work on it. You know, they need both parties to work on them. You don't just give up and say, well, I can go do this. And yeah, you're fulfilling that one part of you that, you know, that your spouse isn't, but it doesn't mean that your spouse can't. It's because you're not allowing them to. All you got to do is work on it. Because it can get there again. Because see, that's what my former thought. You know, my former thought, well, you know, hey, I can go and get this person and do all that. And then, yeah. And then she thought, you know, this person's way better than you. So, you know, so then, you know, all right, sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of something real quick. All right, well, anyway, like what I was saying was, that happened to me with my former, okay? And, she thought that it was, that the grass was greener on the other side. And, when she did that, she decided to, you know, to do that. Then, you know, so I ended up moving out. And after I ended up moving out, I still thought that there was hopes because I didn't believe in divorce. But they come to my W-2 that I had at that time, and they said, you know, they came to me and said that you have until the end of the year to get divorced, or it will not be pretty. And they said that kind of like in front of my supervisor. And so I thought, okay, do you want to play this game? All right, fine. Then I'll just go ahead and do it. So I went ahead and did it. And then I come to find 3 years later, I find her panhandling on the street. And I looked at her and I said, what on earth are you doing? Well, I just got out of the hospital and all this. And I said, and you're out here getting people to feel sorry for you. She goes, whatever it is that you call it. I said, you know, we need help. And I said, you need help, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So how am I making out? I'm waiting on an order here. I've been waiting on an order here for a while. Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time. But it's okay. I mean, like I said, it's Tuesday. Anyway, but as I was saying, yeah, so she comes out and she I see her on there. So you're getting people feel sorry for you. She goes, well, whatever you call it. And I said, so you decide to get rid of me And you're out here now 3 years later, panhandling on the street, getting people to feel sorry for you because of a decision that you made over 3 years ago. And, and I told her, I said, and said, are you still with this guy? She goes, oh yeah, he's doing what I'm doing too. Yeah. Both of you are out here getting people to feel sorry for you because of a decision that you made. Hey, Ma, welcome in. Yeah, because a decision you made 3 years ago. And I told her, I said, even if there was any kind of way of us getting back together, you just lost that right now because you lost my respect. You getting people feel sorry for you for what you did, for the decision you made several years ago instead of waiting it out because I got that job shortly after I moved out because you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait because we were struggling financially at the time and she thought she could do better. Well, yeah, you couldn't wait another 2 weeks. No, you couldn't wait another 2 weeks. No, you had to make that decision now because the spiritual realm knew what was on the horizon, but she didn't. She thought, I'll get my cake and eat it too. And I'll give up, what I think is wrong for me so I can have something that was better for me. Well, standing in the middle of the street and people spitting on you and all that, that's like she said, and making fun of her and all that because of that decision. And yet, she's still with this guy. And I'm like, yeah, you lost my respect. Because if you lose my respect, you lose everything else. Because I didn't appreciate the fact that you're out here getting people to feel sorry for you because of a decision that you made. Yeah. And you lost my respect. If there's any kind of inkling of any kind of, I still had love for her even at that time. Even though, there was betrayal, I still did. But right then and there, when she told me that all went away. It all went away. Yeah, I continue to forgive her and I still forgive her to this day and always will. But when you lose respect and trust and all that, you lose everything else. Because even if she went and then decided to come one day and knock on my door and say, I'm sorry and all this kind of stuff, and I said, yeah, I'll forgive you. But your decision to do what you did, getting people to feel sorry for you, that's not going to fly with me. It's not going to fly. That was the wrong thing to do because you did not take the time. 2 more weeks was all you needed to wait. And then it would have been better. Guys, I'm telling you, just because you think it's better on the other side, just because, things aren't going the way that you really want them to go and, you're losing your patience on it. Okay. It gets better, but you have to work on it and you have to, continue to have the patience. It's not easy. Having patience isn't easy. And there's trials and things that you got to go through, just like the job that I have right now. I had to go through a job that I hated to do to get there. Hey, Big Buckle Dude, welcome in. Appreciate it. Yeah. And yeah, there's things that you have to go through. Trials, tribulations, they're there for a reason. It's a test. To test to prove your loyalty. A test to, to prove, the kind of person that you are, not only in the earthly realm, but in the spiritual realm too. It's a test. It happens all the time. And how you, hey, finally, what do we got here? All right, we got a Dollar General. Okay. Which one is it? Okay, so it's on the other side. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's on the other side down there. Okay, so that's where we're going to go. The one just past downtown, so I have to take Lincoln Street to get there. So that's what we'll do. Okay, yeah, we're in Indiana. We're in Greensburg, Indiana, Big Buckle Dude. Okay, come on, move it, because I can't go without you moving, so. All right. Yeah, it's on the other side, so, yeah. Okay, but anyway, like I said, because what's being taught today is that you give up on your relationship. You create a Tinder account. You create some kind of account that says, well, I said, I'm going to look around because I'm not happy where I'm at. So I'm just going to create an account and I'm going to look to see if I can find somebody that can fulfill that need that my spouse can't. And if that person can fulfill that need, maybe that person can also fulfill the other need, and I can just throw in the towel because I'm going to get half of my husband's stuff anyway, or whatever. It works on both sides. That's what's being taught today. What's being taught is that you give up and you go halvesies on everything. That's what's being taught. That it's easy to give up and it's easy to have your cake and eat it too, because if you have your cake and eat it too and say, well, I can go out and do this because I'm going to get half of what they have anyway. That's what's being taught, and that's the wrong thing that's being taught. What should be taught is that you don't give up. You don't give up. Because that person came into your life for a reason. That person changed your life, and they changed your life for the good. Even if you don't see it that way at the present time, they did at that time. Can you get that back? Yes. But you have to have the patience to do it. Is it easy to have patience? No, it isn't. Some people really have a hard time with patience, but that's what it takes. There's that movie that Kirk Cameron made that was called Fireproof. And I think that movie needs to be shown a lot more often. So a lot of this encouragement of Tinder and all that stuff can be put to rest, because the spiritual realm has a way of doing something like they did with my former. She's out there panhandling. Yeah, making people feel sorry for her. Did she have to panhandle? No, but she did it because of a choice she made. She lived in then she was living in a slum neighborhood. She was complaining about that. And I said, well, that's your choice. You made that choice 3 years ago, and you're reaping the consequences of that choice. You're still with the guy, and a guy who has you on the street, panhandling on the street, that's not love. You think it is, but it isn't. That's not love at all. Not in my mind, it isn't. And so, yeah, that's it. You reap the consequences of the choice you made. Then I come to find out later she spent time in jail. Why, I don't know, but at that point I was like, okay, I'm totally done with her now. I'm absolutely totally done. She comes to knocking on my door. I said, you made your choice. I said, I forgive you, but this is where it ends. Yeah, this is where it totally ends. Yeah. I don't know what you did to spend time in jail, but yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, that just told me, you gave up, and this is the life you chose because of a decision that you made. Be careful, guys. Like I said, you got to be careful. There's Queen. I said, are you back in there? I hope you are. I hope you're back in that vehicle and ready to just, to start charging. Because I'm ready to see you out there, Queen. But that's why, hey guys, you got to watch the choices that you make. You think that doing that, you think is going to get you somewhere, and that it's being taught that it's okay to do, and that nothing's going to happen and all that. You can have two things at once and it be all hunky-dory. Spiritual realm doesn't see it that way, and at some point it's going to come back, because we reap what we sow, more than we sow, and later than we sow. And when you sow destruction like that and tear up somebody's lives, the spiritual realm will find a way to do it to you when you least expect it, and it's going to hurt. just like it did her. It will hurt. So, like I said, and I said this in other lives too, think before you do. I got 2 orders? I didn't know that. Well, one's only got 3 things and the other one's only got 2. So it's 5. It's 5. So that's all right. All right. I'll be right back. Somebody probably turned this down earlier because I have to issue a T here. There was one item they could not. There's allegedly Salty. Welcome in. Yeah, yeah. Still at the repair shop because the part didn't arrive yet. Oh no. Oh gosh, I hate that. Yeah, hey Vicky, welcome in. Yeah, we got to issue a T here because this store did not carry, this location did not carry something a customer wanted. And when I asked the lady in there, she goes, well, this isn't my store, but I mean, I do run this store, but we have never carried that product. She said a store on the other side of town does, but not here. So that hurt. Okay, so they're both, all right. All right, so before we go here, okay, so I got to go down that way. All right. Before we go here, though, I got to do what I got to do. Okay. All right, hold on here. Yeah, I hate this part, but here we go. All right. Okay. Okay.
The free throw and a technical foul call. I think it's on Tim Duncan sitting on the bench.
Actually, Donald going ballistic for the fact they didn't carry the product. All right. Yeah, that's gonna, because the original product, they did not have a location for me to, check it. We have to issue a T because that's going to count against me. So, even though I said and I wrote, to everyone that this location does not carry it, they're still going to count it against me. So they're going to say original product not found, and no scanner. So yeah. I couldn't just unassign it because my completion rate is almost to the minimum, and I can't risk that. So we've got to. So I had to issue the. So I had to issue it. So now I got to see what my shopping rate's going to be.
Avenue, US 421. Then turn left onto South Vine Street. Drive northwest on South Michigan Avenue, US 421. Then turn right onto East Main Street.
Okay.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto South Vine Street.
Man, someone got nailed up here. Some indie gig life action. Okay. All right. Those are the stores, and then one store carries the other.
Onto South Vine Street.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the lady told me, she goes, I said, this isn't my store, but I come and run it sometimes, but we have never carried that product. She said, we do not carry that. We carry the cans, but not the bottles. We've never carried the bottles. But a store, she said, she knows that a store on the other side of town, they do.
USA will be on the right.
Yeah, way on the other side of town, they carry them, but not that location. So, yeah. But when you don't have a tag, that says that, then if you're not able to scan a tag, then they count it against you. Yeah. Because you didn't have a tag, you're still wrong. So, all right, she's waiting for me. I got a pin that I have to do it here. Okay, let's see which one is it. Okay, it's that one. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, let's see how we get there from here. This next street I've never even heard of before, so, all right.
Drive south on South Vine Street. Then, in 600 feet, turn left onto South Michigan Avenue.
All right. I must be going a different way here.
Turn left onto South Michigan Avenue, US 421.
Must be going a different way here. Okay. It's hard to see on that side. All right.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto East Terra Road.
All right. Yeah, I hardly ever come down this way. Hardly ever do I come down this way. This is a different side for you all to see. We never come down this way, ever. If you keep going down this road here, you end up on the way to Madison, Indiana, which is close to Kentucky. So, all right.
Continue for a half mile.
I think I was down here once a while back. I think it was like my second or third time here that I ever delivered. I think I was down here. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep, they have 1T. I mean, I hate it because that's going to count against me. I have to give them a T for that. So, yep, one more T, they're done. Yep, one more T, it's over. It's the way it is. So we either need a dirty stack or to get someone to a milestone in order to remove it. So, yep.
In a quarter mile, 512 South Terra Road, Greens, Indiana 47240. USA will be on the right.
Wow, I've never been back here before. Never. This is all new to me. I've never been back here before. Looks like some nice houses back here. They look expensive too. House in the end.
512 South Terra Road, Greensburg, Indiana
Yep.
47240. USA is on the right.
Yep, it's the house on the end. Okay, well, I know they're a little disappointed that I could only give them partial of what they had, but anyway, we'll see. All right, I'll drop this off, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. Well, at least with that shopping order, because I found a customer a better thing, they gave me a little more. So now we're sitting at $26. So, okay. We're sitting at $26 right now, but that's still with 20 minutes left of this round. That's not very good. Not very good at all. And a T on top of that, which really is not good. I'm telling you, man, these shopping orders are they're just never worth your time. Yeah. Never. And because they combined those two, I think another dasher probably did what I did, because they probably saw that you couldn't get the bottles there, and they decided, well, hey, I'm just not going to I'm not going to fool with this. I'm just going to unassign it and let the next dasher do it. That's probably what I think a lot of these dashers are doing that. And they have every reason to. I mean, at some point, I still say that if all the dashers came together about this shopping thing, and we all decided one day to not do that, nobody does any shop and delivers, a message might be sent out: drop the program, because everybody's getting fed up, and we are. We're getting fed up. We have every reason to be, because it's getting more and more stupid every day. You say it's okay if they don't have a product, but we need you to scan the product and see the reasoning as to why they don't have it. And if you prove to the customer that they don't have it by a shelf tag, then that's one thing. But if there's no shelf tag, even if they don't carry the product, if you still don't provide a shelf tag, then you, dasher, you're the one that's you're the one wrong, because that store doesn't carry it. You, dasher, are the one responsible for it not being in the store. So we have to punish you because they don't carry it. Yeah. Your worker bees get used to it. I say, yeah. Hey, Matt, welcome in. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if these other dashers are doing that, if they're just getting upset about it, they have every reason to. And sooner or later, like I said, what's going to happen is one day we're all just going to decide that we're not going to do any more shop and delivers, and none of the shop and delivers will get delivered. And then maybe DoorDash will realize, well, I guess we're going to have to do something here, because everybody's upset with our program. Yeah, we have every reason to be, because you're punishing us for no reason. You don't punish the dasher because the store doesn't carry a product. You don't punish the dasher because the store is sold out of a product. You don't punish the dasher for that. You don't make it look like that customer is the only customer that's entitled to that product and no one else in the city is. You don't do that. That's not fair. You don't treat people that way. We don't need an incentive that bad, and we don't deserve to be punished for something that is not out of our control. If it's out of our control, then we shouldn't be punished for it. Period. If they just drop the program and just don't even do it anymore and just let us be. I mean, there are those that are going to abuse the system and do things they shouldn't do, but it doesn't mean that everybody's going to do it. Just let the shopping be like it used to be, without an incentive, and everybody can go on their merry way and do things the way it used to be. Just forget this program, because it's more trouble than what it's worth. It always has been and always will be. I mean, and I know if this wasn't an all orders accepted type of thing, a lot of those would no longer, I would not take any of those orders. I mean, sure, I can turn it off, but if I turn it off, I would hardly get any orders at all. Because they say, well, you won't get any orders if you don't turn the shop and delivers on. Yeah, you're right, I probably wouldn't. And then it would just hinder my orders even more. So, I mean, it's almost like, you lose if you do and you lose if you don't. So, yeah. Hey, Christina, welcome in. I say, being punished for things outside of your control is maddening. DoorDash doesn't realize how demoralizing that is. Yes, let Instacart contract all the shops. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just that, it's just that they can, there are ways around it. Okay, because when these people shop, now we're going back here. All right, which one are we going to this time? It's $5 for 1 mile.
Drive south on North Lincoln Street for a half mile. Drive north on North
Okay,
Lincoln
so
Street.
I'm going to have to turn in here
400 feet.
and turn around and go back to that one that we were just at. Okay, so I'm going to turn in here, turn around, and go back to the one that we were just at.
And turn right.
Okay. So I got to wait for them to turn. Okay. So we were just at that one down there, so now I've got to go back there. Okay. I mean, it is $5, but, and it's only going 1 mile. Yep. Yeah, thank you for joining, Christina. Christina, I was so glad to see you in Dashing Wombles live the other night. That was really good to see you there. You see just exactly how, how Ray is as a person and how, how his lives and he and Wendy, they can, they have a great channel. So I was glad to see you there. But yeah, they better have that kind of thing again, because like I said, this thing happens again, then see, then that'll be the second tee. They're done.
Main Street.
Yeah. Penn State wins by default. See, but then again, Penn State goes, and if they end up getting 2 tees, then that's then that's it. Then whoever, then the number 2 seed, whoever would get the number 2 seed, they would have a bye.
Make a sharp left.
Hey, Sarah, welcome in.
Avenue,
Appreciate
US
it. Thank you for
421.
joining.
Then 204 South Michigan Avenue, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA will be on the left.
I still say right here they should have a roundabout. And the reason I say that they should is because there's one to the right, straight ahead 2. There's one left 3 and 4 over there. Yeah, there should be a roundabout here, because I think it would be easier to get around this way. And I think it would make traffic go a whole lot faster, especially during the time that they would be rush hour. Because this doesn't look like the greatest of intersections here. Okay. So they're going to close a lane up here, apparently.
Michigan Avenue, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA is on the left.
They're not yet, but they will at some point. So, well, we got to go shop here again. Okay. It's really heartening how the live streaming dashers support each other, and we always will. That's why I say, with a little help from your friends. Okay. Yeah, the original items found, that's going to drop probably to 97%. So, oh well. All right, be right back. were so close to getting that second tee and being out of the game. But the customer saved the day. They wanted apple juice, and I couldn't find any. So, I looked everywhere, showed the shelf, not there. So then I contacted, the associate looked with me, couldn't find any. There wasn't any kind of apple juice. They said similar apple juice, couldn't find any apple juice anywhere, especially something for a little boy. So I had to do that. And, finally, that it gave that option that said, would you like something else? And they said, it said, you're perfectly okay. If they're out of apple juice, we'll take, it said, just any kind of juice will work. So I said, okay. So how about strawberry kiwi? That's my favorite. And it's got a lot of vitamins and stuff in it, just like the other did. And they said, perfect, we'll take that. So that saved the tea. All right. So they got saved on that one. All right. Oh my gosh. All right, where are we going here?
Drive southeast on South Michigan Avenue, US 421. Then make a sharp right onto East McKee Street.
Okay, where is that? All right. Oh, okay, it's right over there. Okay. Every time I see that street name, I think of the guy on Tic-Tac-Doe that had that last name. One of the greatest Tic-Tac-Doe players of all time. Yeah. I forget what part of the armed forces he was in, but I mean he was on that show for like
feet, turn right onto Southeast Street.
3 or 4 weeks or something. I mean, he was one of the greatest players of all time on that.
Turn right onto Southeast
He was
Street.
really brilliant.
And
I forget how many opponents he beat. I think he beat like
USA will be on the left.
like 35 opponents. I cannot turn that way, so I have to turn around. So I have to go up here and then turn around and go that way. So because that's a no way. And you see that.
Drive west on East McKee Street. Then, in 300 feet, turn right onto South Franklin Street.
Now that I can do, and then I have to turn around to go back on that one street. So yeah, you saw the sign. I can't do that.
In 800 feet, turn right onto East Main Street.
I have to go all the way down there. I guess I can't turn on Railroad, can I? Or yeah, I can turn on Railroad, can't I? Yeah, I can. Why do I have to go all the way down there?
Drive east. Then, in 400 feet, turn right onto Southeast Street. Turn right onto Southeast Street.
Yeah.
Then, in 300 feet, 229 Southeast Street, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA will be on the right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can turn on Railroad there. Okay.
229 Southeast Street, Greensburg, Indiana
All right, which one is it? The one on the end or the one right here? That's one on the end, I guess. Yep, there it is right there. All right. Okay. Hey, MB, welcome in. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, real slow day. A couple of shopping orders here, but, maybe it'll pick up. It is after 9. Okay. All right, we're at about $10 an hour right now. Well, maybe a little less than that, really, because we're already at $9.15, and we're sitting at $31. Not very good. Okay. Not very good at all. Yeah. Hey, Hey, Terry, welcome in. Hey, how's it going, Terry? I was thinking about you the other day, especially for the fact that Indiana's got the #1 seed and really took care of Michigan the other day. So, yeah. So I mean, Terry, like I said, if Indiana wins, you're going to be the winner of that contest. So, yeah, that'll be good. So, yeah. I say thank you, Terry. Yeah. So just know, because your team's the #1 seed, you got good chance to win this thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be fun down here. I hope I don't get any more orders that go this way. I hope not. I don't need any going over there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they're the #1 seed. They took care. They only needed was 1 hour to take care of Michigan the other night. Yeah, 1 hour shopping orders. The shopping orders that hurt Michigan helped Indiana. So, yep, there's the #1. They're in the Final Four right now. See, they're going to see who wins here. Whoever the lowest seed is that goes on is who they're going to take on in the Final Four. I mean, as it looks right now, the lowest seed, I mean, depending on if it was to do like any other tournament, it could be Purdue that they go after as the 1 seed versus the 4. So who knows? The two that could change that would be Oregon or Ohio State. So, yeah. But other than that, it would be Purdue. It would be the 1 versus the 4 in the Final Four, possibly. But we'll see. I mean, you just never know. We still got to do all these dashes yet. Yeah. Yep. But yep. But yeah, I was talking about you earlier. We were talking about Colorado and the Four Corners and all those down there. And I said that I would be, taking a trip out there at some time and stopping by your neck of the woods, when I go out there, whenever that may be, because I am going to visit all the schools at some point, and that's what I want to do. But yeah. So yeah, you're in the Final Four. We just got to find out who their opponent's going to be. The lowest seed will be. So. All right. Definitely stop in. I said, yeah, I'll be doing that at some point. Just don't know. Okay, yeah, well, let's say, Oregon right now is just sitting at $31. Not great. Yeah. But again, we got Uber on, plus there's one store up here that could change the whole complexity of it. Because I had a $50 here once, and that's Aldi. One order that I had that was a $50 shopping order was this Aldi right here. That was like 2 months ago or something. Over 2 months ago. Maybe 3 months ago. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it probably was 3 months ago. But it said $50 shopping order from hell. And it was this one right here. Yeah. It took forever. It took over an hour and a half. So, to shop there. And yeah, it was a disaster. Let's just put it that way. But there it is, right there to the right. One of those can change the whole thing. One of those. Am I a book author? Yes, Sarah, I am. Actually, I do have a book on Amazon right now. Yes, I do. It's called One Piece Leads to 8. That's the name of it. One Piece Leads to 8. Or it's under the the series, the first book of the series, From Lost to Faith and Family. So yeah. So if you go to Amazon.com, you can either look up From Lost to Faith and Family. You'll see the book under there, or One Piece Leads to 8. You'll see the book under there. Either one of those. Okay. It was a bestseller for 1 week. Back in March of 2023. So yeah. Because the theme of that year of 2023 was Kenny Loggins' This Is It. And the reason why I made that This Is It was this was the year my book was going to get on the shelf. And, you know, it was a prophecy that came true. So that was the fitting song for that year, This Is It. Because this is it, my book is on the shelf. So there we are. And so that's how it happened. So, see. I thought so. I think we'll check it out. Sure. Yeah. Actually, do I have a copy in the back? I think I do. So you can see what to look for. I think I have one. Yes, I do. Sure do. Yeah, here you go, Sarah. This is what you look for right here. This one. From Lost to Faith and Family. Yeah, right there. That's the title. Okay? That's the title, or From Lost to Faith and Family. If you see the crossword and you see that title right there, you know, that's what it is. That's what you look for. Okay? Right there. That's what you look for. That's the book. Okay? And as you can see, for 1 week, or like maybe 2 or 3 days of the week, it was a bestseller at one time. So that's what you look for, and I certainly appreciate you joining the live, and appreciate you showing interest in the book. I thank you very much for that. Yes. So yes, I am. You know, I plan to have more books out, because there's 18 colleges that I want to do. I have 10 manuscripts already done. I just need to. I just need to take the time, to get, my publisher to look at them. But my publisher's really busy with some other stuff right now. So, yeah. So, but I've got 10 manuscripts done. I've still got several more to do, because, it's a series of 7, actually, the original 7. And then after the 7, it'll be 11 spin-offs from the books. So I've got the 7 series already done and 3 spin-offs done. So so there will be more spin-offs I have to do. I just have to take the time to do it. I just really haven't had the chance to do it. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, thank you, Terry. Yeah, I got to. Yeah, so that's why I say, you just look for that. I just really haven't had the time to do it, because my W-2s kept me busy, and some other things. But yeah, that's yeah. So as soon as I get all my books complete, and as soon as I get that done and they're all ready, then I'm going to take my road trip to go to all the different colleges of the Big Ten, which is 18 right now, and have one book signed to those, to that particular college, because I can, look at the genre and figure out, which college would benefit from that, just by doing some research on that college, and then I'll know which book correlates with that college. So, yeah, I'll be able to do that, and then I can speak at the college, and talk about that particular book. About that particular book. I can, talk about all of the books at the same time, but for the one that correlates with that, if they read that one, well, then you have to read the other ones too. So that's how that works. So, yeah. But yeah, it is a long, tedious process to get there. But again, you just had to take your time. And the only reason why that book got on the shelf was in 2022. I took a trip to Mississippi. I just thought, I've been to Florida, I've been to Alabama, and I thought, well, I've never seen the ocean in Mississippi before, so I thought I'd just take a trip down there just to see what it's like and see how it was like there. Then I go down there, there's a bookstore, and in a bookstore, I just went in there to, just to browse around, and then lo and behold, I see a brochure about a publisher. And so the lady that owned the store, she said that was her best friend. And I said, really? She goes, yeah. So, if I tell my best friend about your book, then, we'll see what happens. And then, never looked back since. So, yeah, my publisher, she used to live in Kansas. Now she lives in Texas. So, yeah, because I guess her husband got, promoted and got a better job in Texas. So they moved. And, so now, they're there. But she and that lady from the bookstore in Mississippi, she got, they still keep in contact. They still visit each other, and this is it was a process. It's like I said, you take, one person. You're one person away from the change. I take one trip that I thought I'd never take, meet someone in a bookstore who showed me, a publisher. That's how my book got out. That's how it works. Yeah, you're one person away. One thing leads to another. Why did the Fix write that song in the 80s? Because there's truth to it. Didn't get very high in the charts, but still, it makes sense. Yeah. But they're holding up your other manuscripts. Have you considered point on demand? No, I'm not worried about it right now, Christina, because like I said, I'm not really going to be able to go and visit these colleges until I get to retirement age, which is over 3 years. So I think, around the time that it'll take me 3 years. It's not like she's holding it up, because she isn't. It's just that, she's got a lot of clientele. And, I've just got to wait in line. That's just all there is to it. I'm not in any hurry. I'm really not. I'm not in any hurry. I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do until I get to retirement age anyway, because I don't want a W-2 to interfere with my trips. I just don't. I want to be able to be retired and, not have to worry about that. Then all I got to do is concentrate on, getting the retirement income, even though it'll be less than what I would get at full retirement. Okay, what we got? McDonald's. All right. $7 for McDonald's right here.
Then turn left.
All right. It will be open now. All right, let's go here and let's go pick it up. I'll be right back. All right. Every fact the Vols players taking a cut, even a large cut. Also, with the freedom to write what needs to be said, not just what publishers think they will sell. Right, exactly. Yeah. Let me say, it doesn't matter what business you're in. Exactly. Okay, so we're going on the main street. All right. Okay, which way are they going to have me go? That's the question. And here's the thing, too. I'm going to be, well, I think where I'm going to be close to the Needler's Market. And if they try to give me one, it's going to be debatable as to whether or not I'm going to accept it, because I have nothing but trouble with that place. All right.
Drive north, then turn right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Turn right onto North Lincoln Street.
Yeah, integrity. Yep, integrity, exactly. That's what's missing in a lot of business today is integrity. Yep.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
Yep. That's what's missing. There was some segment I remember, as it's not really the greatest example of of shows, but there was something that the late Larry Hagman, who used to be J.R. Ewing on Dallas, there was some segment that they always played in a commercial intermission or something, like you said, that something about integrity. I'm trying to remember what it says. Like, integrity is everything. Like, if they said if you have integrity, everything else is easy. Something to that effect. But when you lack integrity, then it makes it a lot harder for you. Oh, okay, it's on that side. Okay, good. Yeah, it's not on the other side, so it's further away from that market. Okay, that's good. Yeah. I'm wondering if let's see. I bet it's on the opposite side, though, on the side that I'm normally on, because there is a frequent customer that orders down here on this side of the road, but I think it's on the other side, though. Yeah. It's every day too. We have to hold fast to our truth every day. Exactly. And and that's what's missing. I mean, I just think for a lot of people the truth hurts. For a lot of people it does. Because of this one person I used to watch in in 1995, when I was going through a pretty tough trial during that year. Because I was going through some stuff with the job that I had, because there was cuts in that job as well, and my finances kind of suffered a little bit, and I had to make choices I didn't want to make then, and my daughter was just born and all that, and but anyway, there was a show that I used to watch, and the host of the show said it like this. He said he compared, he was talking about the truth and lack of integrity. He was saying it this way. He was saying something like that the way some people are today is that everybody knows what 2 + 2 is. Okay. But he said that the way that it's done today, that it's said, what the answer to 2 + 2.
East Main Street.
There are those that came on the show and complicated and said some things, and there was some guy that came on there on his show and said he wanted to quote Kierkegaard as his authority for 2 + 2, and I was like, he said, well, and the host said, what is this?
Onto East Main Street. State Route 46.
I said, when you do that, I said, you're almost like saying there's a whole bunch of wrong answers to that. Especially if you want to quote somebody as an authority for that answer. It's like, no matter how many wrong answers there are, there's not one single wrong answer that invalidates the truth. The right answer. Yeah. And the host said, when you do that, I said, you're almost like saying there's a whole bunch of wrong answers to that. Especially if you want to quote somebody as an authority for that answer. It's like, no matter how many wrong answers there are, there's not one single wrong answer that invalidates the truth. The right answer. Yeah. I mean, if you have to quote an authority for a real simple question that most fourth graders or some even third graders should know, I mean, you have to complicate it and add something to it that, it's just one simple answer. Because if you add to it, then it makes it a wrong answer. And, like I said, it's like he said, no matter how many wrong answers there are, there's not one single wrong answer can invalidate the truth, the right answer.
Indiana 47240. USA will be on the left.
Yeah. He said it's almost like, ever since the generation of back then, it seems like everybody's pretty much lost integrity or lost the ability to learn the effective way. All right, so I got to turn down a road up here. I think I've had this person before.
802 East Main Street, Greensburg, Indiana.
Yeah, I have had this person before. I have to turn on the road here. Yeah, I've had this person. Yeah, is there a red thing I'm supposed to put it on? I think there's something red I'm supposed to put it on. Let me see. Yep. Yep, red bucket. That's what I thought. Yep, I knew there was something red. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. I knew something red. I just knew it. Okay. Okay. This is quite a trip. We do have an Aldi, 7 items. Okay, so that will get them around $52 with that. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and take that. I mean, hopefully that'll be the beginning of
Then turn right onto East Main Street.
Oh, I have to turn in somebody's driveway here and then I'll go back. Okay.
Drive north on North Warren Street. Then, in a quarter mile, turn left onto East Central Avenue.
Hold on, we're doing it this way. Yeah, I just had to turn around. I was just in a bad spot there. I couldn't park on the main road, so okay. All right, let's go to Aldi here. 7 items.
Drive south on North Warren Street. Then turn right onto
But maybe
East
that
Main
might
Street.
be the beginning. If they give me an Aldi order here now, maybe after the intermission they'll give me another. They'll give me another one, and it'll be a lot more. Get them right back in the game. You're doing your vampire job. Yeah.
Lincoln Street.
Oh. But like I said, I mean, it can be, like one of those. I mean, it's a job that she, loves doing. Just some parts of it can be a little. Well, I don't want to really say it, but yeah. But that's with any job. I mean, there's a job that you love. There's always something about it that you could do without. But that's with anything these days, though.
Turn right onto North Lincoln Street.
Not every job is perfect. There is not one job that is. There's always something about it that that you're not going to like. But
Continue for
but
1
if
mile.
you have at least 90% of the job that you like, then you're going to enjoy it, even if you have to put up with that 10%. So. Okay. But maybe if DoorDash trusts me with this Aldi order here, then maybe later on we'll get another one, and maybe that'll be the big game changer. Maybe that'll get them right back into the game, because it takes one Aldi, a good Aldi, a $30, $40, or $50 Aldi order. All it takes is one of those, to change the whole complexity of the Dash. And it could be a major difference in who wins and loses. Because if I got a $50 one then, I could get another $51 one now. But let's start with the 12. The 12 is okay. I don't like the 8 miles, but the 8 miles, it's almost sounding like it's the 8 miles though. It almost sounds like it's going to the Honda plant, because that's about how far it is from the Honda plant to here. But I mean, it could be somewhere else too. But yeah, that's about the amount of miles that it goes to the Honda plant. So yeah, it could go there. Somebody could be ordering some groceries to put in a refrigerator, and maybe make something.
USA will be on the right.
Just have something real quick on break or something. I mean, you never know. Close enough. All right. Okay.
1700 North Lincoln Street, Greensburg, Indiana 47240. USA is on the right.
All right. I guess we can go ahead. There's a truck that's got Dean's name on it. Yeah. Okay. It's only 7 items. So is that so when you say $12, is that, yeah, that's plus tip. Yes, that's plus tip. Yeah. The base pay, Sarah, is $2. So they're giving me a $10 tip to shop for them. Okay, that's what that is. All right, it's only 7 items, so it should not take me that long. So just gonna make sure I take my trusty quarter with me. All right, I should not be that long because it's only 7, so I'll be right back. Well, as much as I hate to say this, that's going to be it for Oregon. They are out of the game. I saw what the last dasher did. They were out of two things. One, something that wasn't even stocked. And then, when it came to the meat was too high. There's there's nothing to do with all that. I'm going to have a nice big chat with support here because I know they're going to do this against me. But now, Penn State, unless they have two T's on Sunday, they will win by default. So I have to officially do this. So, oh, goodness. All right. But yeah, I've got to contact them. Say, hey, Amanda, welcome in. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I mean, you're probably going to get a little circle on there for a few minutes, but I have to contact support because, they're not going to punish me for this. No, I'm sorry, but if you're not given a chance, on your scanner to say that that it's, I can't do that. So, I'm going to have a little discussion with them because, it's ridiculous. I'm fed up with this. I mean, it's sad that, that a team has to be ejected, from the game because of a shopping or two shopping orders that, just same thing happened with Michigan. It seems like the lower seeds are getting the shaft when it comes to these shopping orders, and it's ridiculous.
Doesn't like that one either. And another technical foul. And this is when Duncan's out of the game. He's thrown Duncan out of the game.
Oregon's out. Oregon got two T's. They're out.
That's the second technical, which is an automatic ejection, as we've been showing you.
Yep, that's the rule. Yep. You get two T's during the playoff, this type of playoffs, you're automatically out of the game. So, yep. So the 7th seed is eliminated due to two technical fouls. All right, so we have to end the DoorDash. So what I'm going to do at this point, So what I'm going to do at this point here, I have to end the dash because the dash is already ended, but I'm going to have a nice long talk with support about this stuff because, I'm sorry if the last dasher did that, said they're going to have to do something about this shopping order stuff because, I mean, that's it, You see, that's Colleen's team. It's an insult not only to me, to the team of the 7th seed getting kicked out, but it's also in a sense, an insult to her too. And and I have a problem with that. So, we're at support and I are going to have a major discussion over this because this is ridiculous. I've had enough. I should not have to kick a team out because of stupid stuff. When I saw the dasher threw another dasher had it and they threw all their stuff in the freezer section, then I knew that there was going to be a problem. And I'm going to tell the support this. I don't care if it is the virtual. The virtual is going to get a piece of my mind. And and that because that's it. That's it. I'm done. This has gone too far, and it's time that they get their act together. I am not going to be I'm not going to go down to 95%. That is not happening. Because I'm going to tell them the last dasher did it, and you're going to keep dashers that are going to do that until you fix the system. it's so frustrating. I mean, it really is absolutely frustrating. Why can they not make these shopping orders not so complicated? I don't blame the Last Dasher for doing that, but I mean, the Last Dasher, they threw everything in the, they just threw everything in the produce section. That's in the freezer section. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell them. So what I'm going to have to do, even though I like to stay on live longer than that, I'm going to have to cut this live short today, guys, because they're already out of the game. So there's no reason to continue to show, because the thumbnail's not going to make any sense now because they're already out of the game. So, yeah, I'm going to have to cut this right now and take the intermission. And I probably will come back tonight with a different thumbnail. And, and just show, because I mean, it's just, I'm really sorry that I got to do this, but this is just absolutely ridiculous. I have got to have a conversation right now with DoorDash support, because this is going to stop, and this is going to stop now, because I've had enough. I mean, when I've had enough, then I'm speaking for all the other Dashers that do these shopping orders. This ends, and I'm fed up. Summer 7 Seed should not be kicked out of the game because of this. No reason. So guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. And I said, I've got to go and take care of this right now. Plus, there's some other things I've got to take care of at this moment. But I will probably return tonight with a different, with a different thumbnail and have something explained. But yeah, I hate to do this early because I love to do lives, but I will be back tonight so we can have a discussion. Maybe I can, let you guys know what support said. So until later on, I will see you all in the future. And remember, we're all in this together.